All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I'm Tim Gosnell. Welcome to the channel. It's Tuesday, June 2nd, 2025. We are live on Tuesdays, supposed to be at noon.
Supposed to be at noon.
It's 12:22.
We're
late.
close.
We're late. Hey,
It's close.
the goal is to do it once a week, and
Yes.
sometimes we'll be late, apparently. So we'll talk a little bit about why in a little bit. I'm joined by my co-host and aunt, Melissa. Thanks
Hey
for
there,
joining
guys.
us. Today's topic is the wrong number most people focus on.
Okay.
There's lots of numbers in our financial lives, and I think people get focused on the wrong numbers. And so I want to talk about what I think the right number is, the number that you do want to focus on. So that's what we're going to talk about. But first, let's visit a little bit.
Let's visit.
I have a budget confession.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait for this.
Why?
Because
Wow.
did you fail?
I,
It would bring me a little bit of satisfaction if you did fail.
it has been a bad budget week.
Okay.
And the reason we're late, and I might have to jump off at some point, is my wife's health. She's in cancer treatment. She's been in a trial, and the trial is not working, and so her spots that she has are growing, and so it's been a hard week.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of anxiety that comes with kind of in these transitions, this treatment's not working and what's coming next. Will it get approved by insurance? It's hard. And so it's emotionally hard on us.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, I just wanted to give us a break. You know what I mean?
Good.
Like
Good for you.
And because my default is when I'm stressed is to stress even more about money. So I'm trying to be conscious about that and just being like, so what? Friday night I said, you know how there's the movie Yes Day where the kids get to
Yes,
say
yes,
whatever
yes,
they
yes,
want.
yes.
I said today is a daddy yes day, and so we went out to eat to their favorite restaurant. We went to Putt Putt and played games. We
That
had
place
his
is
friend
expensive.
come, so we did all this stuff, and then we've been eating out a little bit more than usual, and we've just been funding
Listen,
it outside
I'm
of the
here
weekly
for
budget.
it. Yes.
So, and I want to share that too, because it's like, we all go through hard stuff. We
Yeah.
all have hard stuff, and take it easy on yourself. Give yourself a break sometimes. And we want to get the big things right, like we talked about last week, so that we don't have to be so concerned about the small things all of the time. I don't want to have weeks like we had this week every single week. That
Yeah.
wouldn't be good. But, a couple times a month, it's fine to have some days like that. It makes some exceptions. So, so anyway, I may have to hop on as soon as Sarah calls. I'll be jumping off. So if you're joining us,
Maybe we'll
I'll
say
see you real quick.
goodbye. Yeah.
Well, goodbye. So with the hard budget week and with eating out, I think
Okay.
eating out
Yeah.
is one of the easiest ways to make your life a little bit easier when you're having a hard week. And so I did want to share some of our family's favorite and best deals for eating out. And I feel like these deals are stuck in the year 2000. Like they seem too good to be true. And so I wanted to share them with you. I rave about this first one all of the time to
I know what
friends
it's
and
going to
family.
be. I know what it's going to
And
be.
it's the Chili's.
That's right. $10.99.
$3. Yes. So they have this deal, which is called the 3 for Me. Now, it used to be very expansive. It used to have all of their things for $10.99, and one of them included a sirloin steak. You could get a sirloin steak with a salad and your drink for $10.99. It was crazy. That was during the pandemic. They still had it. It's since changed. I'm going to go over some of the options and what I usually get. So they have 2 entree options that are the $10.99, and then they now have the premium options, which are like $12.99, $13.99. I stick with the non-premium options. I'm a non-premium guy when it comes. Because I get the big smash burger,
Yeah,
which is
it's good.
essentially a Big Mac.
Yeah.
It is their version of a Big Mac. It has special sauce, American cheese, lettuce, and their burgers are really good.
They're really good. We just went there.
Really hot. They're really fresh. They're crispy. They're great. $10.99, and you get a salad with it, a side, which I usually do black beans. What do you usually do? You can do fries, corn,
Fries.
mashed potatoes.
But listen, I have Jared get the chips and salsa because it's huge. Then I get the house salad, which is not as huge. And then I just get house salad and chips.
And Jared gets no choice. So it is a really, you cannot, I checked price. I was like, because McDonald's has got to be cheaper. So if you get a large combo at McDonald's, a Big Mac combo, it is $11.39.
So
So
this
it's
is-
already more expensive.
You
Now,
do have tip. That's the only thing.
you do need to tip, but it is it's substantially better food.
It is.
You get a salad.
Yep.
And the experience is better. It is just
100%.
way more relaxing to sit down in a restaurant than it is
To drive
eat,
through.
eat McDonald's in your car. It's even sadder to eat it inside McDonald's.
It
So
is.
it's great. I really, really love it. So middle class fancy, but it's good. And it's a good deal. The next one is Little Caesars hot and ready pepperoni pizza, $6.99. Now, we hadn't gone in a long time. Bobby is a big fan of pepperoni pizza these days, so we've been doing it a little bit more often. And I was like, I'm certainly, because it used to be $5 pizza or maybe $5.99.
No, it was $5.
It was $5 even. Then it went up to $5.99. Now it's at $6.99. But I thought before I knew the updated price, I was like, certainly it's like $10 now. Certainly it is. I think $6.99 is pretty good. So we got one last night, three-person family. And we have 3 pieces left. So we all ate. Sarah made a salad, had some lettuce and dressing, pretty simple salad. And then paired it with that. So you're like $10.
Yeah.
You're having dinner and you didn't have to cook. So
it's nice. I don't love the Little Caesars. Now listen, I did hear there is a pretzel pizza. Have you tried that?
That would fall under the premium.
It would definitely be quote unquote premium.
I would say there's 2 other options if you're not a fan of their pepperoni pizza or the pizza. Obviously you can do cheese. They have cheese bread, which is pretty good.
Crazy bread is
and then
excellent.
crazy
Yeah.
bread. So sometimes we'll get I'll get them a pizza and I'll just eat the crazy bread, which is less than $6.99.
It's $3.99.
And then
ask me how I know.
They have this like cheesy bread, which is like a square. It's not that bread. It has like mozzarella cheese on it and like garlic flavor and stuff like that. So these aren't the healthiest options.
No,
but we're not talking about healthy. We're talking about making your life a little bit easier,
right.
treating yourself on a hard week. You can do that with those. So, do you have any like where's your go-to like cheap meal?
Okay, so do you know besides Chili's, that's on our list. It's a Chick-fil-A salad. We each get a salad. Okay. It's $10. And
total?
No, each.
Each. Okay, I was like
$10, which is like I don't think you can get a decent meal for under $10. I can barely make a meal at home for $10 each. So we get that, and then we get large waters. We're doing that tonight.
Yeah,
once a week.
Most fast casual. If you get a drink, I mean, you're talking closer to $20. Yeah, 15 to 20. Yeah, somewhere in there. So that's what I'm saying. $10.99, insane. Like I don't know how they're buying all the ingredients and still making money.
Here's the theory.
Most people don't get it.
Most people don't get it, or they upgrade and they're adding drinks because they're like, alcoholic drinks.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, it's $10.99. I can get a beer.
Yeah.
And that's where they're making their money.
Yeah. Or my theory always is too, if they're advertising it for this like really cheap price, then that draws people in. And then they look at the menu and they're like, well, I want to upgrade to this, or I want to get this other thing. So, all right. I do have another like a little bit of a sad update. It is disproportionately, it is not nearly as sad as the first update. But it has to do with my beloved Sam's Club pants. No. There's a Sam's Club. So if you've watched the channel at all, I love these Sam's Club pants. They are $14.98 and they are amazing. They are soft. They're like the techie material, so they're stretchy. They're not cotton. They dry well. I love them, and I love this green color.
And it's out of stock,
now
buddy.
I have to. There's 2 problems. Number 1, I've had 2 zippers blow out. On the green ones. I wear the green ones the most. I have all of the colors, but except for the black. But I wear the green ones the most, and the zipper has blown out on 2 of them.
Well, I wonder why.
This is version 2 of the pants. So version 1 of the pants were like tanks, but the material wasn't as good. It kind of got frayed, like little spandex kind of things that would stick out of it, and they weren't as soft. So these are nice and soft. They're way better, but now the zipper's failing. I guess I can't complain for $14.98. But the second bad thing is they are out of my size in the green pants. So
wow, you are just showing us your size for all. That's not your size.
That's not my size.
Like, there's no way. No.
I don't mind telling you my size. I don't actually even know.
You're very tall.
I know it's so. But here's the thing. I'm only a 32 length.
You must have a long body.
So I have average size legs and then a very long torso.
What are you, 6'3"?
6'4". And so we're upgrading to the 34 length, and we're gonna see how that fits. But I'm a little disappointed. I'm already annoyed at it because I'm like, it's gonna be long and I don't like it. So, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna see, and if not, we'll return them.
This is a much easier update than the first. So
yes.
much easier.
I was annoyed by it, but anyway, if you have not tried, I just
texted Jared because I saw it up. I was like, oh, I keep meaning to tell you he needs new pants.
There's several like I'm the type of person, I find a shirt that I like. All of my shirts are this brand of shirt, and they're in black and they're in white, and I have one drawer and it's just all black and white of the same exact shirt. Same thing with the pants. I have all the pants that like I've worn the same flip-flops for multiple decades, and I just when they wear out, I have them in multiple colors. That's just how I do. So if you're looking for some good pants, I cannot sell them enough. Okay. So moving on.
Oh wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
558.
558. That's up 6 from last week. So thank you to our new subscribers. We are on a mission to overthrow Dave Ramsey. Now, I would like to say, if you will look at the graphic below of Dave Ramsey's, I am subscribed to his channel because I'm a good sport.
You are a good sport. So you're adding to his number.
I added to his number. And you know, I just want to put this out there. Dave and Dave's team, I'm sure they're aware of what we're trying to do. And I would encourage them to also subscribe to us. Let's just, let's do 1 for 1. And we're on a mission to overtake them. They are at 979,000, so just under 1 million. They're gonna hit. I'm cheering for them to break 1 million. I'm also cheering for us to break 1,000. But we'll get there. So join us on our mission. We'll have a little fun. All right, so we got comments. Do you have a comment to read? I do. So we're gonna go over that.
So this is from Mike Kennedy. He says, this is off of the video Fidelity Rewards Visa credit card review. So this is what Mike had to say. I use the Fidelity Visa card and it works fine. There's a sign-up bonus of $150 and a $100 TSA pre-checkout credit. Have received hundreds of dollars in cash rewards to my investments in less than a year. It's a solid 2% catch-all card. Also, no annual fee, travel insurance assistance, rental coverage, trip delay reimbursement, luggage lost reimbursement. What's the downside? I literally texted this to my husband 10 minutes ago and was like, we need this card.
What's the downside? It's in all caps. What's the downside again? There was a downside. And first off, I was not hard on the Fidelity card. You were there for the recording of that video.
I blocked it evidently.
But I was a fan of the video. I'm sorry.
You were recommending.
I'm a fan of the card. I've used the card for a long time and I still use the card. I had one major issue with the card. One primary issue is that it does not have extended warranty. So when I buy large, expensive items, I like to have the credit card extended warranty. So if that thing breaks after the manufacturer's warranty, then it's still covered for another year. So that's my primary complaint. I still use the card. I just like when we're getting gas, when we eat out, I use the card. When I'm buying a computer or something, I need that extended warranty. I don't use it. So that was
use it Amex, right?
Yeah. And I said it doesn't have quite like as good as travel benefits. It does. I did not cover all the travel benefits, and he highlighted some of the other travel benefits. But we don't use it for travel, and the reason is. We just got this other card, which I'm going to talk about another time, and it gives us access to this really nice lounge with amazing food and all that stuff. So it's like we have that. We have a airline card that we use to get early boarding. So we have other travel cards that we use. So I don't use it for travel. It does have some travel benefits, but overall, it's an amazing card. Yeah. I highly recommend it. So I wasn't being hard on it, and I didn't show you this, but there's a follow-up comment from Oh Snap Miller Time.
Oh Snap,
and he said, I think he lives with his mom. Now,
was that Mike? Was Oh Snap saying?
No, he was talking to me.
Mike,
he was talking to me. He was not. He was not.
In fact, do not live with your mother. You haven't lived with her for a very long time.
An extremely long time. Yeah. I wanted to break it down a little bit because I think what he's saying is he thinks the card's amazing. And I must live with my mom because I had one critique of it. So, but I think he must. And maybe it's not related. Maybe he just is looking at me and saying, "Hey, I think he lives with his mom." I don't know if that's
point taken.
I don't know if that's fair or not. I don't think that's fair. But just because I'm recording in her basement right now, no, I'm just kidding. No, I don't live with my mom. But I think the thing is like he disagrees with me, so I live. But I'm like, did he even watch the video?
He is called Oh Snap Miller Time.
Because I like the card. I raved about the card. I spent the majority of the video talking about how. So I'm not sure if this is just a comment about how I look or a comment about how I had one critique of the card. I'm not sure. But oh snap, it's Miller Time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Right. I will take
Take that comment.
I don't get too many mean comments, but hey, at least it was funny.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. Now we're going to move on to today's topic, which I think, let me check my notes. Oh, I wanted to thank our subscribers by name. We have Justin, Marianne Torres, Dominic Yam, Beyonder46, and Brian Wilt. Thank you all for subscribing and joining the
lunchtime.
The page? Yeah. I don't know.
You didn't call it the lunch money.
Lunch money. There we go. Thanks for joining the channel. So, all right. So we are talking about the wrong numbers that most people focus on. And I wanted to start with an illustration that really drives me nuts. And then I want to pull it over to personal finance. So this is not personal finance. We're going to talk about Apple versus Walmart's profits. And we're going to start by looking at their total revenue. So Apple on this side did $391 billion in total revenue in 2024. And Walmart did $684 billion. Melissa, can you guess how much Apple's profit was off of $391 billion?
Now, do you want me to guess the percentage, or you want me to guess the number? Okay, so I'm gonna say I'm not gonna be good at this. I'm gonna say 15%.
Okay, 15% for Apple, and how much for Walmart?
Oh, Walmart's way lower. 5%.
Okay, 15 and 5. It is 24% and 2.4%. And the reason I love this example is Walmart has almost double the revenue, double the sales. So their total income, the money that they're bringing in through the cash register, is almost double what Apple's is. But Apple's profit is 4 times what their profit is. No, I'm doing my math wrong. Well, their percentage is 10 times higher percentage, and the profit is 1, 2. No. Yeah, it's 1, 2. Doing math live.
4. I think it's 4.
Yeah, let me do 90. 90 divided by 15 is what I need to do. 90 divided by 15. It's 6. 6 times. It's crazy. So you might, if you're looking at the top line revenue, right? And here's where we're going to bring it over to personal finance. Instead of revenue, we're talking about income. What is your income, right? And that is the number that most people focus on. Okay, they focus on their income, but I want to switch it to profit, right? And what is profit for personal finance?
I'm real dumb at this stuff, but I would say after all of your expenses, right? Or are you going to say
kind of, because you could still blow that money on other stuff. And so, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, profit,
liabilities,
profit, there's 2 ways that I would look at it. One is profit would be like how you're increasing your net worth, right? So substantial assets, real estate or stocks or savings, right? Those kind of assets that are increasing your net worth. But I do want to shift it away from that because of the money milestones, which you can find at timgosnell.com. And it's the order in which I recommend building wealth. If you're on the lower milestones, I want you to be paying off debt, which is increasing your net profits, worth,
right?
By getting you out of the hole, because
right,
you might be at a negative net worth, or it's discounting negative net worth. So I want you to focus on that. So I'm going to shift it to what I'm going to call it is financial progress rate.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a savings rate, but it's not just savings. It's not just going to savings. It's going to whatever step of the money milestone that you're on. And I just want to show an example of, here's 2 people. One person makes $50,000 a year. The other person makes $80,000 a year, but their savings, their financial progress rate is different. For the person making $50,000, if they have it set up so they're controlling their spending, they're controlling their finances, and they're doing 20%, they're able to make progress at $10,000 a year. Now, if you're at the $80,000, but you only have a $5,000 financial progress rate, you're only going to be able to make $4,000. So you're going to make twice as much progress by having that. Now, you can do both, right? Mm-hmm. It's always you can do both. But when I'm looking at the order, I want to start with getting my financial progress rate and my spending and management under control. And then I want to focus on increasing my income, because it's a lot harder to manage it once it's higher. You know what I mean? Like, you have more expenses that come with it after you've already done that. Your lifestyle's already creeped. Now, the light green areas here are not total losses. That's lifestyle. Those are good things. Those are enjoyable. But I want to make sure that we're balanced. I want to make sure that I'm doing both.
You know, it reminds me of actually a family member of ours on her side, which is not our blood, but her mom worked at Winn-Dixie all of her life for 50 years, died a millionaire.
Yeah.
Because she saved.
Yeah. And Sarah's grandparents were the same way. They never made a significant amount of money, but they were good with the money that they had, and they did. And you can do it. Yeah. But you can also do both, you know, and that's the best case scenario is you get control of your spending, maximize. I don't even like the word maximize, because I like the word optimize, because I don't want you to make the most money. I want you to make the most money that you can for the lifestyle that you want to live. So that's why I go to optimize. So I want you to optimize it. If you're new on this journey and you're looking to today, that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next Tuesday at noon. Bye-bye.